key nitrogen in sea soil. It really is. Because the roots on there, they capture it, or the bacteria in there, they capture nitrogen in the air, in the soil air, and they release it once you cut off the tops of the plants and leave the roots in the ground.
Okay, thanks, Brian. I love the word bean. Makes me really happy.
Does it?
Bean. Phil, you've been ace.
Well, another hour. I don't know. Where does it go?
Gardening phone-in. Done. But we'll do it all again next week.
Excellent.
Thank you, our Phil.
That's a pleasure. See you next week.
Old bean. Bye-bye, my love. What an interesting show. But it's all over.
Yeah, the interest ends now, Molly.
No, it doesn't. It's just going to get better and better. And
I've got an upset tummy, Mum.
better. Have you got the squits?
Are we allowed to say that here?
Squits.
I don't know what words I'm allowed to say here.
Acceptable.
And I'm not. Okay. No.
Have you, though?
No, but I could. I'm very close.
What are you eating?
I'm close. I had some...
Serves you right for eating meat.
Do you know what?
Yes.
It probably does serve me right for eating meat. But we'll be all right. I just might be a little bit grumpy today, which is unusual for me because I'm normally so full of the joys of life. Oh, that's outrageous. Please, for goodness sakes, can you just stop it? Yeah. Have you finished your show yet?
Yeah, I'm handing over to you.
You've got to play the music.
Beep, 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 beep,
Do I have to play the
beep, beep,
music?
beep, beep. No, I played the music. I was just waiting for the alarm.
There we go.
On
Thank
FM.
you, Molly. Ta-ra.
Freeview, digital radio and online.
She's good, she, isn't she?
Voice
Hey?
in the West Midlands. BBC WM 95.6.
Thank you, Molly. Oh, that's just, outrageous. Coming up, there's some lunatic, excuse me, there's a young lady that's had a tattoo of Nigel Farage, of all things you could have. Other bits and pieces as well, including Aren't Waxworks Rubbish? 03453 009956. All of that and less after the news with Philip Germ.
A Dudley MP has hit back at comments that he and other MPs are jackass idiots for suggesting that MPs temporarily move out of London while repairs are taking place at Westminster Palace. The London-based Conservative MP Alan Duncan used the phrase to describe anyone who suggested that a move out of the capital was an option. Labour's Dudley North MP Iain Austin made the suggestion in Parliament on Thursday, and he says he resents Alan Duncan's London-centric thinking.
Why should London-based people like Alan Duncan just assume that the world revolves around them and everything's going to happen in London? And to be honest, I think it'd be a really good idea if we moved government departments wholesale out of London. It's only 100 miles away. Why can't we have the Department for Business based in Birmingham? Why can't we have the Department for Culture, Media and Sport based in Manchester, where you've got the BBC, some of Britain's leading sports teams?
A man who lives in Britain and is suspected of supporting the extremist group Al-Shabaab is to have his electronic tag removed after a legal ruling that it breached his human rights because it was harming his mental health. The High Court heard that the 39-year-old Somali was convinced that the tag was a bomb and that MI5 were going to kill him. The Home Office said it was disappointed by the ruling and the terror suspect would continue to be monitored by other means. Relatives of some of the 9 people killed in a church in South Carolina on Wednesday have told the suspected killer that they forgive him. They made their comments as the suspect Dylan Roof appeared in court via video link. Wolverhampton Council says progress to redevelop Heathtown in the city has been slow due to a number of hurdles they need to overcome. There are fears from the community that a project to regenerate one of the Midlands' most run-down housing estates won't ever happen. Sangeeta Kular is the Housing Strategy Development Officer for Wolverhampton City Council.
We're still currently developing a procurement brief, and we want to make sure we get that exactly right before we actually start looking to get a tender out and get a developer on board.
Spectators watching the Red Devils parachute display team at the Whitehaven Air Show in Cumbria last night looked on in horror as one jumper's chute failed to open properly. But the audience were astonished and relieved to see a colleague come to his rescue, attaching himself to the stricken parachutist and guiding him into the water. Psychologists say children with good memories are better at telling lies, and that teams in the UK and US claim 6-year-olds who can fib and stick to their story have better mental skills than those who can't. Dr. Tracy Alloway helped compile the report.
The better liars are better able to cover up their tracks because they think we don't know that they've actually looked at the card, so they can't reveal all the information correctly. So that involves a lot of working memory, keeping their own perspective, what they know in mind, as well as what they think we know in mind, and and matching up the two pieces of information.
Taking a look at the weather, some bright or sunny spells, but a risk of hail and thunder in the afternoon. Warm and muggy too, highs of 21 Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. Showers should clear by this evening and become largely dry, lows of 11 Celsius, 52 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 4 minutes past 10.
Hello?
Saturdays with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Molly. So it's Sunday? What? Hang on. I wish. It's Father's Day tomorrow. Oh, look. It's Father's Day tomorrow. A day of joy for some, a day of sadness for others. I should be raising a glass of cold water from the fridge to my dad, which will then get spilt by my boys as they run around and barge into me. What will we be doing for Father's Day? Probably going to the pirate park and playing on the swings. Well, hang on. I want to spend Father's Day in record shops or in bed with a steady stream of cups of coffee and toast brought to me every 2 hours as I wake up from my slumber. But no, for Father's Day, I'll be pushing my children on a slide and having to climb up the pirate ship with them. I hate climbing up the pirate ship with them. I hate it. What I do like about being at parks, though, and I genuinely like this, I like telling off the older kids. I do. The older kids. Effing, 13 and 14-year-olds, effing and jeffing. You'll get short shrift from me, unless, of course, their parents are there, in which case they can carry on. Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. If you want to take part in today's show, it's going to be one of those. I've got a little bit of an upset tummy. Innit? We'll be all right. I can hold it for an hour and 55. You know the rules. I sit here and talk about stuff that's happened to me or stuff I've spotted in the papers, and you phone up and talk about anything you fancy. We ain't got no rules here. 03453 00 9956. Tattoos of Nigel Farage. Mufti. Oh, and who's your favourite Bond? There's a plan to get all the old Bonds back together. Now that I'd be up for. Oh, 3453 00 9956.
Brushing your hair with the wind, riding your bike up on Mulholland Drive. Oh, I got a 5-minute rush from you in your faded blue jeans. How many years is it you've been alive? Oh, I'll take a guess. Rebecca, could it be 18, 19 or so? Ooh, Rebecca, will I ever know? No way. How would I fit in your life? How could you live with a man without change? Too strange and too proud to be trusted. Busted a couple of times, shaken a bit by the years on the road and the women I've known. Rebecca, you'd have liked the name I gave to you.
wonderful way to start the day. A little bit of Flo and Eddie. Oh. Trevor's on the line. Good morning, Trevor.
Morning, mate. How are you?
I'm feeling...
Anyway, what are you doing having a go at my mate Mark?
So hang on a second. Right.
Formerly known as Ginner by the Unmentionable.
Okay. First of all, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Secondly, what the heck are you banging on about, you lunatic?
You was having a go at my mate Ginner.
Marky Mark, why?
Yeah, Mark, I don't know what you was having a go at him about. He wouldn't tell me.
Well, good. He should. I'll tell you what I was having a go at him about, Trevor. He was busy. He was busy chatting away to Molly Green, and you were ringing. And I said, "Are you going to get that phone call, you plum?"
I'd rather talk to Molly Green than bleeding me.
I would rather talk to Molly Green than bleeding you, but for legal reasons, I'm no longer allowed to. And I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry about that, Molly. That was an accident. I really do.
Why?
So Trevor, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be on the air.
No, you're right. Well, I don't know. I'd probably ring Molly instead.
Oh, flipping it. Just, can we all leave Molly alone, please? She's her show has finished.
Anyway, you was on about James Bond, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, have you seen?
James Bond
Have you seen this? Right. So they're gonna.
No, I ain't.
Could you shut up and let me finish a sentence?
No.
Right. So there is a plan, apparently, to get all of the old Bonds back together for a film. Movie bosses have approached the former James Bonds to star in a blockbuster together, Sir Roger Moore has revealed. The veteran... Get the ages of these Bonds, right? The veteran actor, 87,
yeah,
says producers want to line him up with Sean Connery, 84. I didn't know that Roger Moore was older than Sean Connery.
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's play Bond poker. Okay. George Lazenby. How old is George Lazenby, Trevor?
About 77.
Incorrect. Timothy Dalton. How old is Timothy Dalton?
68.
Incorrect. And your final question, how old is Pierce Brosnan?
He's probably about 64.
Incorrect.
Well, yeah, there's one you won't be able to use anyway. Or they won't be able to use. There's one James Bond. He's dead.
Which dead James Bond?
He's on telly last night, weren't he? David Niven in the first Casino Royale.
Now listen, the first Casino Royale is a wonderful psychedelic mess. It had 6 directors working on it. I love that film.
It was absolutely crazy.
It was nuts. It had 6 directors. The directors just kept saying, "I can't work on this," and so they all pulled out. It's a wonderful mess.
Yeah,
Who was flipping it, Trevor. Who was the first person ever to play James Bond? No, let me rephrase that question. Who was the second person ever to play James Bond?
The second one? Well, David Niven was the first.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Well, who was the first then?
The first one was I can't remember. It was a South African guy whose name I can't remember. It was Barry somebody, not in film. Hang on a second. David, Dr. No came out before Casino Royale.
Are you sure?
Yes, mate, I'm sure. Or one of the Bond films did.
Are you cheating? Are you Googling it?
I'm not Googling it. Trevor, you should know by now, I am a font of all knowledge. Right, so the first James Bond was played by a South African. Let's call him Barry Bethel. The second James Bond...
Connery, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that much about James Bond, to be honest.
Well, then why are you phoning in to talk about James Bond?
I was just saying that you can't get all the Bonds back together because one is dead.
But he wouldn't count.
Why wouldn't he play James Bond?
We're talking about the proper Bonds in the movie Bonds.
Oh, we're the proper Bonds now, are we? Oh, I see.
Goodbye, Trevor.
Oh, I see.
Goodbye,
yeah,
Trevor.
Right,
Goodbye, Trevor. Thank you for calling. Yes, the proper Bonds we're talking about. So who... I think I've got this right. No. Let's retract that. I know I've got this right. I won Mastermind, for goodness sakes. I did win Mastermind. And I won the weakest link. I cheated on the weakest link. If I'm completely honest, I can say this now. I cheated on the weakest link. I did. I looked over... I looked over who Eddie Large had written down. Anyway, I cheated. twice on the weakest link, if I'm being completely honest. 03453 009956. We'll start the show in a bit, I promise.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Right, let's get the travel, shall we?
Feed at the moment.
Oh, hello? Hello? Have you muffed up, Marky Mark? Yes, you have muffed up. There's a surprise. It's not. It's his fault. He should be producing. Who's on travel? I can't hear you. I've got no idea who's on travel.
It's Lisanne.
Lisanne, I can only apologise, but he's going to get a boot right up his bum hole after this, so you carry on. Thank you.
I will indeed. I'll let you get on with that whilst I tell you how things are looking out there. The M5 still problematic with queuing traffic at Surround Junction 3 to 2. That's the Halesowen to Oldbury stretch, where lanes 2 and 3 remain closed following an accident. So if you're making your way through there, it's very slow going, I'm afraid. If you're making your way out towards the Alvechurch Highway in the Redditch area, the exit slip road has been closed, and that's following an accident. So if you're making your journey along there, you will find the slip road from the A441 onto the Bromsgrove Highway closed, but traffic seems to be coping well. If you're coming into the city, it's starting to look busy now on the Hagley Road. It's slow as you head towards the Five Ways Island at the Ladywood Middleway stretch at the A4540, but routes in the city centre seem to be coping well. Motorways, apart from the M5, coping nicely. The M6, the M42 and the M40 all seem to be running fairly well. But if you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
Your WM, live in Birmingham.
And all this week we've been in South Birmingham. We've been focusing on all of the issues that you want to talk about.
I'm on the Lady Pool Road on this very bright sunny day.
This summer, BBC WM wants to hear from you. Tell us what's happening where you live.
I mean, there are any issues that are happening within Scarborough that you'd like us to look at as part of your WM?
Doing something every year, like a festival or something, would be absolutely incredible.
Your WM continues next week, live in Redditch.
Right, let's go to Alan. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, Ian.
Oh, listen. I know it's harsh, Alan, and I always sound disappointed when I realise it's you, Alan, and not another Alan. Do you know why I sound disappointed, Alan?
Because of the heart back to the old days?
No, because I am disappointed. That's why.
Well, I want to chip into the James Bond debate.
Do you?
You said about Casino Royale. It was a spoof.
Every other word, Alan. Try again. Just say it slowly.
You know you were talking about Casino Royale?
Yes.
It was a spoof.
Exactly. That's why it doesn't count. That's why we can't include any of those bonds. Because if we did, we'd have to include Woody Allen and Peter Sellers and all of those bonds that are in there.
I never liked it anyway.
Well, I don't care. I mean...
But I prefer the one with Daniel Craig.
No, I don't like Daniel Craig.
So I'll take it you won't be seeing the new one, Spectre.
Well, I will be watching it when I download it illegally on my computer, and I will pay for it. I will watch it when it's on ITV2 in about 15 years' time. I never saw GoldenEye. I hadn't seen a Brosnan Bond until about 3 years ago.
Which one was that?
GoldenEye, like the one I just said.
That was a good Brosnan one, but I prefer Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah, it was all, Brosnan was right. Of course, and let's just say this, right? And let's not be coy. The best James Bond of all time?
Have to be Sean Connery.
Have to be Roger Moore, Alan, you're right, it's Roger Moore.
Roger Moore? I mean, my first Bond film I ever saw was A View to a Kill.
Which one? Now, who? Oh, that was Moore, wasn't it? That wasn't
his last one.
That wasn't supposed to be Moore. That was supposed to be Dalton.
No, but he couldn't agree to it. So Roger Moore did that.
Okay.
When Dalton did The Living Daylights.
Now, here's the question, Alan: Who played the second James Bond of all time?
Oh. If Sean Connery played the first Bond on film...
No. You've added 2 words there that are not relevant to the question. On film. I didn't ask that. Who played the second James Bond?
Well, I would have said Bob Holness.
Why would you have said Bob Holness?
Just a guess.
No, hang on. It's not... What, Bob Holness from I'll Have a P, Please, Bob. I'll have an E, please, Bob.
Yeah, he played the Bond on radio.
So it wasn't just a guess?
Well, it's just a guess.
Well, hang on, let's see. If Joan barks, then you've got the answer right. If Joan says dog poo, you've got the answer wrong. Are you ready?
Let's go for it.
Joan, is Alan right? Or
woof, woof.
Alan is right. You've got it absolutely right. Say hello to... say good morning to Kim.
Good morning, Kim.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
What? Are you a big Iain Lee fan?
Good afternoon.
Hello. It's morning. It's morning, Kim.
Good afternoon.
No, it's morning.
Hello.
No, Iain wants to take you out.
Oh, shut up. Hello.
Hello.
Dog poo.
No need to be naughty. No need to be naughty.
Hello.
At 20 past 10.
Hello.
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 You alright?
I'll smack his bottom.
Who's bum you going to smack?
This is The Who. Won't get fooled again.
No idea either, no. We'll start the show properly in a minute, I promise. 03453 009956. Thank you, Alan. I think I mean thank you.
I call you on the telephone now, boy, it's too rough for cigarettes. I sometimes feel I should just go home.
That's disgusting.
So the bonds in a reverse order. Hang on, let me write them down in correct order and then... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make it, Anne, that there are. Sorry, my friends just sent me a very rude text. Good morning, Anne.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, madam. My friend. No, sorry, hang on. I make it. There are 6 James Bonds, like the proper James Bonds, the film
Yeah,
Bonds.
some are better than others, aren't they?
I've got. Shall I give you my reverse order?
Okay.
Let's see where they tally up with you. Okay, so at number 6. So the worst, Timothy Dalton.
Oh, shocking.
He was rubbish, wasn't he?
Absolutely shocking. Not at all charismatic, shall I say?
No. I like that bit. I tell you, in fairness, I like the bit when they went down a hill in a cello case. But the rest of it I thought was awful. Right?
I don't know what they did to the cello, though.
No, that poor cello, that poor Mariam Darbo. Number 5, obvious, it's a bit harsh, obvious, Lazenby.
Yeah, well, a bit before my time. I'm not that old, really.
Well, Anne, hang on a second. A, you're older than me. You have to be. And B, they're on telly all the time.
Yes, I know, but I find them a bit, sexist, really.
There's nothing wrong being sexy.
Roger Moore's just sleazy, really.
Oh, right. No, hang on a second. Let's. That's very controversial. Number 4, speaking of controversy, Connery. He was rubbish. He was rubbish as James Bond.
He's my favourite.
No, well, you're wrong, Anne. He's not your favourite. No, hang on, that's not right. He is your favourite, but he was the worst.
I'm open to persuasion, usually.
What's that song? I am not in love, but I'm open to persuasion. Who's that? She's Armour Trading. Joan Armour Trading.
Yes. Oh, gosh. What a wonderful singer.
No, what a wonderful singer. Number 3, Brosnan.
Yes, I think so.
Number 2, I'll give you Craig, actually. Craig.
Yes.
Number 1, ladies and gentlemen, he is the best. Forget this kitsch nonsense. He's good, he's manly, he's rugged. He wears a safari suit like nobody else can. They're the best films. Live and Let Die is the best Bond film of the whole thing. Mr. Sir Lord Roger Moore.
I have to disagree.
Well, Anne...
I just found him a bit obvious.
Yeah.
When I was back in the day when I was studying, if Roger Moore had come up to me and been in a line, I would have just said, "Sorry, you're too obvious."
Well, hang on. When you were studying what? I mean, if you were studying your O levels, that would be weird. If you were studying your degree, that would be sexy.
When I was studying for my degree.
Yeah.
Yes.
You come on, Anne. In your prime, in your, I mean, you've not reached your prime yet. Excuse me. In his prime, Roger Moore turns up. Anne, I'd like to make love to you before I shoot a Russian.
There's no point going off half-cocked and all that sort
Sorry? Yes, exactly.
Not very nice, really.
Yes,
no.
exactly. I don't think Roger Moore ever went off.
Subtlety. My husband's a lot more subtle.
Okay. So what you're saying is your husband is a wimp?
No, subtle.
Okay. What have you got for us, Anne?
Well, I think Bob Holness was the first. This is a classic quiz question. Brilliant question.
Thank you.
Bob Holness was in a radio series. He married a South African actress, didn't he?
Okay, this is where it gets murky. I don't think Bob Holness was the first. I think he was the second. I think there was... and I got it wrong, you're right, because the Bob Holness one was in South Africa. I think there was an American James Bond on television.
Oh.
Before Bob Holness played... I think it's called, like, Barry somebody.
Oh, right.
I think...
Oh, okay.
But listen, and all I can say is, I might be right, I might be wrong, but I have won Celebrity Mastermind, Celebrity Weakest Link, and Celebrity Ready Steady Cook. So...
Amazing.
I have an amazing... Here's the thing, right? BBC scandals. Get ready, Daily Mail and Ofcom. Do you remember Ready Steady Cook? It was Ainsley Harriott... And people had spent like $5 on their food. Let's empty your bag out. Let's have a look at what you got. Percy Pepper, Tommy Tomato. You don't remember that?
It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It was brilliant, right?
Yes.
Except those people never bought their own food.
Oh, really?
I never bought my own food. I arrived at the Ready Steady Cook Studios. I wandered in. I said, do I need to pop down to the shop and get some food? Oh, no, Mr. Lee, that's all sorted. 5 minutes before I went on, I met my chef. They emptied out the bag that they bought, and then I had to pretend I bought it all.
Oh, that's shocking.
That is outrageous.
What mass deception of the public.
Exactly. Hang them all, Anne. Hang them all.
I thought only politicians did that.
No, it's politicians and the BBC. It's a cesspit of lies.
Would you like my quiz question?
Yeah, go on then, Anne. Go on.
I think, you know, a lot of people in Birmingham don't know who we have to thank for all the stuff that we have around us, the buildings, the roads, the schools, the hospitals and everything.
Yeah.
And these were members of the Lunar Society, the City Fathers of Birmingham. And my quiz question is to name 4 of them.
Wait, what?
To name 4 of the Birmingham City Fathers, the original Lunar Society who got together in the Victorian times.
That's a fun question. Well, hang on a second. We've got Terry from Albury. Terry?
Yes?
I think her question was, can you name 4 of the banana splits? No, hang on. What was it? What? There was Rory Bungo. No, that was Animal Crackers. What was the question, Anne?
No.
Hang on, Terry. I think she's had a bit too much to drink. Don't worry.
Just coffee.
Yeah.
But to name 4 of the Birmingham City Fathers, the Lunar Society, the people who put Birmingham on the map.
We've turned into late night LBC from 1982. Terry, have you got what? Newton, he says.
No.
Okay. Already we've come to a stumbling block. Herschel.
No.
Do you know what Herschel discovered?
Chocolate bars.
No.
Chocolate bars, I was going to say the same thing.
No. Herschel discovered Uranus, Anne.
Oh, here he goes again.
Herschel discovered Uranus.
Jack and Ori.
Cheap shot below the belt. Literally below the belt.
Yeah, you naughty man.
Very naughty. And thank you for that question. We'll put it out there. And if anybody feels the urge, nay, the desire to phone up and show off, then, 03453 00956. Terry.
Yes, au contraire, mate. The first person to play James Bond was Barry Nelson, 1954.
Barry Nelson, see?
Casino Royale.
Yes, Casino Royale.
And this is an argumentative point. The first person on the big screen to portray James Bond was Bob Simmons, because he did the walk on the shoot down the barrel.
Oh, well, no, I don't regard that gentleman as James Bond.
Well, it's arguable.
Well, it is arguable, but I don't necessarily.
I'd love to see Sir Ian McKellen playing in a James Bond film.
So anyway, they want to get... The reason we're talking about this... I tell you what, we'll start the show at 11. Let's start the show at 11, because this first hour is just a warm-up.
Let's have a bit of fun.
Let's have a little bit of fun. The reason we're talking about it, Ret fans, is because they want to get the 5 old Bonds back together again.
Oh.
What?
They'll have to call it 005 or 00 over 60s.
Oh, what would that... Well, they've got some joke ones here. Old Finger.
I love it.
Sorry? Licence to Get Ill. That's not very funny. On Her Majesty's Senior Service.
Yeah.
Oldeneye. And here's the best one. I'm only going to say it once. Croctopussy. Now.
Oh, God. I love them. We're going to miss you next Friday anyway, mate.
Sorry? What have you heard? Who have you spoken to? What have you heard about next Friday? What's happening?
We're going to see...
Oh, you're going somewhere.
Mr. Holmes.
For goodness sakes. Eamon Holmes?
No, the new movie, Ian McKellen.
Oh, that looks...
Mr. Holmes. I bet it's boring.
Then why are you going to go and see it?
Because we got freebies.
Freebies. In that case, I'll have some of that.
The magic word.
Free. And dear listener, 03453 009956. What have you had for free?
Have a good day.
Oh, bye. That ended suddenly. What?
Just pointing at your screen there, but it's not important.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. 03453 009956.
I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, you can put out these flames, you can keep it down in my seat. I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, girl, get out of the blaze if you can't take the tripped and I stumbled. Watch my world crumble. Sometimes you eat dirt. You live and you learn. Don't live with the lions, the tigers and titans. Afraid to get hurt, but now I'm begging them purr. I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, you can't put out these flames. You can't keep it down in my seat. I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, go get out of the blaze if you can't take the heat. Fire, fire. Was drowning in quicksand. Nobody grabbed my hand. Thought it buried me. Instead, I'm set free. Moving on to bigger things. I begin to spread my wings. No longer in chains. I'm dancing over these flames. I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, you can't put out these flames. You can't keep me down in my seat. I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, go get out of the blaze if you can't take the heat. Fire, I got fire. This may not be perfect, but I'm happy and I'm burning. Every tear shed will be worth it. Step by step, ain't looking back. Got no regrets, 'cause I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, you can put out these flames. You can't keep me down in my seat. I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, go get out of the blaze if you can't take the heat. Can't put out these flames.
Chris is in Walsall. Good morning, Chris.
Morning, Ben. How are you, mate?
Do you know what, fella? I've got a little bit of an upset tummy, but I'm being very, very brave about it this morning, Chris. I'm being very brave. And you won't hardly hear me mention it, like, much at all, and that is a guarantee.
Not every 5 minutes.
But I would like to apologise if, if there's an on-air incident, shall we say.
Well, I'm not listening to DAB, so I won't be able to
You
hear
won't
it
be able.
anyway.
You won't be able to hear it on FM.
No.
You won't be. And the medium wave, it sounds like someone's blowing off all the time. So,
Well, exactly, yeah.
Chris, what you got for us, mate?
You celebrate Father's Day.
Yeah, it's Father's Day tomorrow. A day for celebration, and also it's a day for a few tears and a few moments of remembrance.
Well, you know what you should do? You're saying you're having to go down the park and everything. with
Oh
the kids.
yeah. So Father's Day is going to be me playing with the kids. What's that all about?
You know what you should do?
Yeah, go on.
Get off about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Run into their bedroom, bounce on the bed and shout, "It's Father's Day, can I open my presents yet?" See you there, like it. They do to us every flipping Christmas, don't they?
Oh, that's made me laugh more than it should have done, Chris.
It'll be great. See how they like you for a change.
Oh, that's very funny. Yeah, do you know what? I'm tempted to do that. My eldest says, "Daddy, I'm making you something at school for Father's Day. Guess what it is?" And I wasn't in the mood to play the game, so I went, "Is it a card?" He went, "Yeah, how did you know?" I said, "Well," he said, "but you'll never guess what kind of card it is." And I said, "Well, what, it's a Father's Day card?" "Yeah, but what kind of Father's Day card?" I went, "Right,
homemade one?"
I said, "Give us a clue." He said, "It's got tools on it." What? He said, "It's a build. It's a building Father's Day card." Does my son know? Is he actually my child? He's never seen me pick up a drill or a hammer in my life. He's got no idea who I am at all.
You're not the sharpest tool in the toolbox.
I'm not. I don't know. Hang on a second. When I've worked that out, I'll get back to you. I don't know how to do anything around the house. I can't. I can hang up. If a picture has got string on the back and it only requires, like, one nail in the wall, I can do that, but it won't be at the same height as the other ones. I can't paint, I can't build, I can't put shelves up, I can't do anything.
You're useless, really, aren't
And
you?
that's why we need more Polish people in this country, because boy, oh boy, they're
Exactly.
tough. Chris, thank you very much.
Cheers, Ian.
Ta-ta. 03453 009956. Pub Lunch says, my text is not in today's Daily Star. I don't know what to do. I feel like a mug. Well, you are a mug, and I feel like even more of a mug because I had a look to see if your text was in today's Daily Star, and it's not. At all. 03453 009956 is the telephone number. We seem to have settled on Bonds. We can always talk about Bonds. He is the best spy, isn't he? All this, what was the Matt Damon spy? The, was it Bourne? I mean, that was just stupid, wasn't it? Just running around, jumping. I tell you he was a good spy, and he doesn't get enough credit, and I watched one the other day. You talk about Roger Moore being slimy. James Coburn as Flint, our man Flint, in like Flint. Oh, have you seen the Flint film? Oh, mate, late 60s, I mean, primo, sexist, tosh, wonderful. What was the... Dean Martin was a spy as well, wasn't he? He wasn't Matlock. Oh, who was... you lot will know better than me. 03453 009956. Who was Dean Martin? Well, I know he was a drunk singer. Jerry Lewis's mate, wasn't he? Well, they weren't mates. They fell out quite early on. But what was the spy? It wasn't Matlock. That was James Garner. It'll come to me. 034. It'll come to me when you phone up and tell me. 03453 009956 is the telephone number.
Love it.
Steady on, mate. So, as you know, regular listeners to the show will know, I'm not a massive fan of tattoos. I think they're hideous. I don't get them. I don't get them. They're all, was it like, it wasn't Ascot. Was it Ascot this week? It was some Ponzi horse race this week. And so you get all these people dressing up in inverted commas, smart to go. And by smart, I mean tarty and common, men and women. And you got these women with, like, tats all up their legs and men with tats all around their neck and... and you could see the men's tattooed sleeves coming out of their actual... Oh, it was horrible. Why do you lot do that to yourselves? Because I'm an individual. No, you're not. Everybody's doing it. Including this woman. This can't be real, is it? Let's have a look at this. It's real. UKIP fanatic Kerry Webb loves Nigel Farage so much, she's got a massive tattoo of his face on her arm. And there is a tattoo of, well, it looks a bit like Nigel Farage, but it looks more like a good-looking, slightly Chinesey, suave, 20-something version of Nigel Farage, which is... an unusual twist to take. 03453 009956. The 38-year-old mum, she's a mum, she's responsible for kids, has been mocked online after she boasted about the bonkers inking. But Kerry, who is vice chair of UKIP's Chesterfield and Derbyshire branch, is already thinking about adding to the tat. Yeah, well, you could add a W. She wrote, alongside a snap of my hero on Twitter, might put a quote with it, or Union Jack behind at some point. Is it? I used to be, not so much now, but I used to really like the band Kiss. Not so much now, but I was into Kiss for a bit, and I kind of wrote about Kiss online and stuff. And when I went to Kiss concerts, the number of times I've been to Kiss concerts, 3. And people have come up to me in the audience, drunk generally, have come up to me and said, hey, man, I used to love you on the Friday Night Project. I didn't do that. No, I mean the Big Breakfast. I didn't do that either. Yeah, but anyway, I used to love you on the telly. Have a look at my tats. And you'd get these grown men pulling up their shirts and showing you their back where they've got the tattoos of all of the members of Kiss. Mark, have a guess how many members of Kiss there have been over the last 40 years.
9.
Is that? You have to speak. There we go. You're wrong, by the way. It's something like 12. They've got 12 men they're never going to meet tattooed on their backs.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Lisanne.
Thank you very much. The M5, if you're heading northbound, has a lane closed because of an accident between junctions 3 and 2. Hales Owen to Birmingham. Recovery works underway, but queues are building up in the approach to the incident itself. In Redditch, the Elverchurch Highway, the A441, we have the exit slip road closed because of an accident at the Bromsgrove Highway. So the slip road from the A441 onto the A448 isn't open at the moment, but traffic seems to be coping well. Starting to see the usual queues building up now as we head through mid-morning. The M6 southbound slow from the roadworks, junction 10 to 8 at the M5. And on the Ulster Road south through Kings Heath, you'll find very slow traffic now just outside Sainsbury's near the Addison Road, so watch out for disruption through there. City centre routes are coping well for you, and public transport all up to speed and running nicely. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
We're talking this morning as well about the buildings that you would like to demolish around the West Midlands.
Adrian Goldberg.
The first three up, yeah, it's almost inevitable when I ask this kind of question, right? This is from Jane Dudley. I'd get rid of that hideous great eyesore. The building is at the Hawthorns. It's a disgrace.
Here we go.
Up the wolves.
Weekdays from 7.
Adrian, I'd like to demolish the Molyneux. What an eyesore. From Baggy Robbo.
I see a pattern.
And then the third one, demolish Villa Park.
Adrian Goldberg.
On BBC WM 95.6. Saturdays with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
03453 009956 is the telephone number. You know I just sit here and chat this stuff. You can call in about anything you want. I'm not bothered. But Kerry, who is... she says, I might put a quote with it. What quote are you going to put on there? Too many foreign accents. Well, I don't know what you're going to say. But Twitter users were quick to poke fun. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Twitter users were quick to poke fun at the artwork, claiming the image of the UKIP leader looked more like Funny Man, Julian Clary, or cartoon character Principal Skinner in The Simpsons. Oh, and this is it. This is exactly who it looks like. This is brilliant. Some also claimed it was the spitting image of EastEnders star Adam Woodyat, who plays Ian Beale. That's exactly who it looks like. She's had a tattoo of Adam Woodyat on her arm. One user jibed, I can't imagine why anybody would get a tattoo of Farage. But Kerry from Chesterfield defended the Ian King, saying, many people have had tattoos of politicians in the past. Many people have had tattoos of... Who? Who's had a tattoo of a politician? Why would you get a tattoo of someone's face on your arm or your backside? Or I don't get it. I went to a monkeys convention last year. Yeah, all right, get over it. And there were people there. I know I spoke to them and I filmed them. Who've got the autographs of the various members of the Monkees on their arms or on their legs, and then they've had that tattooed. That is flipping weird, isn't it? When told about the tat, Mr. Farage said, well, I'm stunned and somewhat flattered that anybody would defile their body for me. Anybody would defile their body for me? That wasn't a bad Nigel Farage. If you think about it, that was not a bad Nigel Farage. Kerry's Facebook page is flooded with pictures of the UKIP frontman. Next to one photo, she wrote, swoon-looking drop-dead Nigel Farage. Now listen, wherever you think of Nigel Farage, his politics or whatever, he's not traditionally what's considered a sexy guy, is he? Whoa! Whereas these guys are. People have all the members of KISS tattooed on their backs. on. Hello, Helen.
Hiya.
I've just seen a really rude Facebook post about me. Right.
Why?
I was in Birmingham yesterday, wandering around as I do,
Mm.
and this woman, stinking of booze, I'll be honest, came up to me and went, "Oh, you're that bloke off the telly." I went, "All right." She went, "You're that bloke off the telly. What have you been on again? Was it the Big Breakfast?" I went, "Yeah." "It wasn't the Big Breakfast, Helen." I went, "Yeah." She went, "Oh, it's so nice to see you. I've had such a lousy day." I went, "I'm sorry to hear that, love. What's happened?" "Oh, I've lost my job. Oh, this has happened. I'm having a terrible day. Can I have a selfie with you?" I went, "Yeah, of course you can. I'm sorry you've had a bad day. Really sorry you've had a bad... I hope things pick up." We had a selfie. We had to take 3 because she couldn't get the picture steady. Right?
Yeah.
And then someone's just posted me a link of where she's posted this on Facebook.
But
Yes.
did it make her day?
Yeah, no. It's made me angry. Yesterday, get this, right? I'm going to read it as she's written it. "Yesterday, I meet a Z-list celeb." Did anyone else meet a
Z-list celeb?
Did anyone else meet a Z-list celeb yesterday? You cheeky mare! No wonder you've lost your job with attitude like that.
What's a Z-list celeb?
That's like a zilch, baby. And listen, I know I'm a zilch, but why have you got to put a Z-list in, cheeky mare?
Well, at least you put you on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. Anyone's on Facebook. I've sent her a rude reply.
No, not too rude though.
It's quite rude. It depends.
Not too rude.
Is the F-bomb too rude?
No.
Okay, fine then. It's just right. What a cheeky mare! Oh, well, I'm not going to stop for women stinking of booze next time then. Blimey. Anyway, Helen, what have you got for us?
Right, I just want to say about tattoos.
Yes.
Myself and my husband, wherever we are and we see people with tattoos and we go, why?
Yeah.
And you see blokes with them all over, but to see women with them on their legs and on their arms and on their back, and they're on holiday in bikinis, and I go, why do you do it?
We all make judgments about people, rightly or wrongly, when we see a tattoo with them.
Why do you want to defecate? Is that the right word? No.
Well, say that again. Defecate?
Defecate your body.
I don't want to defecate my body. That
So why
means
do it?
have a poo.
Yeah, but some of them that you see looks like they're our poo.
You don't mean defecate. Desecrate.
That's the word I
Thank
was
you
looking
very
for.
much. Blimey.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Helen.
But I don't understand. I mean, my son goes, "Oh, they're lovely. That's nice." My daughters, because I've got 3 daughters, they want ear piercings.
Yeah. Oh, how old are they?
17, 14 and 13.
Okay, the 13-year-old's too young. The 17 is old enough. The 14... look at me telling you how to parent. In my opinion, the 14-year-old, you'd have to have a good debate with them.
And I've said no.
What, to all of them?
Unless you've left, once you leave my household, I have no jurisdiction over you.
Oh.
Then you can do what you want. But whilst you're living under my roof, absolutely not.
Have they got TVs in their rooms?
No.
Oh, I like you. You're harsh. Have they... all right, has the 13-year-old got a smartphone?
She's got a... mine's an old... My phone's 12 years old.
Oh.
Mine's a Sony Ericsson. Yes, she has.
Well, then you're not quite as good as I thought you were, Helen.
Oh, thank you.
Would you? You do get people who have the names of their kids tattooed on them. Why? Is it what? In case you forget it in a drunken haze as you're coming back from Mallorca.
Why do you want to do it? I don't understand. Whether it's when you get picked up from the police and they say, yes, we've got a... yes, he's got a tattoo on his arm.
Some of them will say, "Oh, it's so I can remember, so I can think fondly." Well, I've got in my wallet, I've got a little note that my son wrote me. I look at that if I really want to. I've got pictures on my phone. I don't need to have their names tattooed on me.
I will. Hang on, just stay there. Right,
What?
I have got
Who are you talking
in my
to?
purse.
Yes, you're talking to me still.
I went to Turkey and left my children and my husband coping on their own. Bless them.
Oh, how wonderful is that?
And I got a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Oh.
Sally, Lizzie, Annie, and Jack, and me.
Who are they?
My children.
Oh, those are the names of your children. Sorry, I just thought it was just some random strangers that sent you that. That would have been weird.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, well, no, that would be weird. Flowers from a stranger?
Good enough. Do you remember? Okay.
Go on.
Totally. Do you remember what was the the perfume, or no, it was a spray, wasn't it, with the at the advert.
Right.
And they were going down the road, and then strangers would come up with bouquets of flowers.
Oh,
What was it?
Oh, yeah, I do.
And that was in the 80s.
Impulse.
That's the one.
That was it, Impulse.
And they'd walk up with bouquets of flowers.
Yep.
Never had one.
No. Well, it's the same. I think those adverts may be made on lies. It's the same with Lynx Africa. Whenever I spray it on, yes, I smell like a 15-year-old boy, but I don't get hot women in bikinis fainting at my armpits. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, Helen.
No, neither did my husband either.
Oh, it's a strange world. Helen, thank you very much indeed. 03453 00 9956. We'll start the show properly at 11. Don't forget, at 11:30, we're playing iPod Roulette. We need one player. Last week's winner, Katya. Oh, flippin' heck. She cannot win again. She cannot win again, because if she does, it will... I will lose the job. We've got special guest judge coming on this week to judge the entries. Who is it, please?
It's a name you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a name to be honest, I've forgotten right now.
Okay, it's the current singer from Modern Romance, I believe.
And it's a name that's hard to pronounce.
Exactly, it's a Greek name. I'll be speaking Greek with him in about 30 minutes' time, so he's going to be the judge. So we've got Katya. I'll be honest, all she's got on her iPod is like a load of European metal, like soft rock, like Saxon and things like that. So, think you can beat that? You need an MP3 player, need to be able to set it to shuffle. You can do it on your computer if you need to. 03453 00 9956. 03453 00 9956.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the news. Here's Philip Churm.
A refugee charity in Calais is warning the migrant situation there is verging on the catastrophic. Maya Conforti is from the Auberge de Migrants. She says around 3,000 people are currently in the camps there and are taking increasingly desperate measures to board lorries heading for the UK.
This week we've witnessed them throw rocks on the highway to try to slow down the lorry, which is quite horrible, and I do not agree with that. But at the same time, they are so desperate because they live in horrible conditions. They cannot stand it.
The Labour MP for Dudley North, Iain Austin, has hit back after comments were made by a senior Conservative calling him and other MPs jackass idiots. Tory MP Alan Duncan yesterday told the BBC it was a stupid idea to even consider moving Lords and MPs out of London while major repairs are taking place at Westminster Palace. Mr Austin had raised the idea at Parliament on Thursday, and he's been giving BBC WM his reaction to Alan Duncan's comments.
It's all right for a London-based multimillionaire like Alan Duncan to sling around phrases like that, and I think the system probably works fine for him. But the serious point I'm making is there are lots of people in places like Dudley and across the country who think that the government's run by an out-of-touch metropolitan elite that don't act in their interest. And I think the phrases he's used and the way he speaks rather proves that they've got a point.
The BBC has learned that the first British Al-Shabaab fighter to be killed in Kenya was second in command of his unit. Thomas Evans from Buckinghamshire died in a failed attempt to take over a military base a week ago. He was also the Islamists' group cameraman. The British Polling Council has held its first hearing to work out why almost every poll before the general election was wrong. Most surveys had predicted a hung parliament. The BBC's head of political research, David Cowling, was at the hearing yesterday. He put forward some of the theories for the polls' inaccuracy.
Differential turnout, Conservatives more likely to vote than Labour voters. Shy Conservatives, Conservative voters reluctant to tell pollsters of their party allegiance. And the one that really worries them is the possibility that pollsters are having great difficulty in actually getting at accurate samples of the population.
Wolverhampton Council says progress to redevelop Heath Town in the city has been slow due to a number of hurdles that they need to overcome. There are fears from the community that a project to regenerate one of the Midlands' most run-down housing estates won't ever happen. Sangeeta Kular is the Housing Strategy Development Officer for Wolverhampton City Council.
We're still currently developing a procurement brief, and we want to make sure we get that exactly right before we actually start looking to get a tender out and get a developer on board.
Researchers have warned that the Earth is heading for a new period of mass extinction, with humans the likely victims. A new study found that animal species are disappearing at an alarming rate, driven by habitat loss, pollution and climate change. One of the scientists behind the research said in losing so many species, humans were damaging their own life support system. Taking a look at the weather now. Some bright or sunny spells, but a risk of hail and thunder during the afternoon. Warm and muggy too. Highs of 21 Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. By this evening, those showers should die away and become largely dry, with lows of 11 Celsius, 52 Fahrenheit. That's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 11:03.
Saturdays with Iain Lee
on BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. Manny's on the line. Good morning, Manny.
Morning.
Oh, flipping it, Maggie. What's happened to you, my love?
Nothing.
Yeah, you just went out on the booze, innit? Have you called up to play iPod Roulette?
No.
Oh, hang on a second. Let me go to Marky Mark. Marky Mark, how many players have we got for this week's iPod Roulette?
We may have three. Well,
Sorry?
I've got two, obviously, to go on the air, but I may have three or four people lined up to go.
Well, we can only have two players. That's,
I'm aware of how
them's the rules.
game of roulette.
Them's the rules. OK, well, so we don't need anyone else to call in?
I can make a backlog if you want.
Make a backlog, innit? Make a backlog, innit, Maggie?
I want to come to say hello.
I can't. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How is you today?
Very well.
OK, what would you like to say?
I just come to say hello. I ain't been on for a few weeks.
Yeah, we thought you were dead, mate.
I phoned last week and he said he'd ring me back, but he never rang me.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was. Craig or the Keith or someone like. I don't know.
He was a bloke off the morning show.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't.
So listen, right? Why are we as a nation obsessed with crooks and criminals and things? There are 2 stories in the papers today, right? About crooks and criminals and how they are creaming us off. Steady. So, if you go to Barcelona, right, you can pay 150 quid and you can have lunch with a member of the mafia. So you go to his house and you have lunch with him and he tells you about, I don't know, killing people.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I know, blimey. And then, in The Sun, there's got a big, 2-page spread about the Cray tweet. Why do we idolise these people? They were thugs and hoodlums.
There was a programme on about them last week on a channel...
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter what the channel was.
But it was good. It told you the story from when they grew up.
But why do you want to know the story of some horrible people what killed other people?
I didn't see that on the TV. I mean, you got all them channels.
It's like the Great Train Robbery. It wasn't a great train robbery. It was a really horrible, nasty train robbery that ended up with one bloke getting his head stoved in and a load of dodge pots running all over the world. Those people aren't heroes.
That's been on as well. And he went to. It was one of the reporters, wasn't it? That
sorry,
gassed him up.
I don't know. But that's not. That's not. Those people shouldn't be looked up to.
It gives the wrong signal, doesn't it?
It gives the wrong. Well, the train driver got the wrong signal. That's why he stopped. I think that was the scam that they did. But I really hate the fact that we kind of They actually tell you how to commit a crime, don't they? Well, yeah, I think they've. I would be very surprised if there was another train robbery taking place in the next ever. What with us not really shipping massive amounts of cash on trains.
No, they won't work.
It won't work, will it? No. What, it won't work, Manny?
Pardon?
Anyway, I've got to go. I'm doing a radio show, mate.
Come on.
Baby's good to me, you know she's happy as can be, you know she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. Baby says she's mine, you know she tells me all the time, you know she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys her things, you know. He buys her diamond rings, you know. She said so. She's in love with me and I feel fine. Baby says she's mine, you know, she tells me all the time, you know, she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys her things, you know. He buys her diamond rings, you know, she said so. She's in love with me and I feel fine. She's in love with me and I feel
Beautiful. Well, anyone who can be described as a UKIP fanatic deserves Farage's face on them for life, says Lucy. Well, no, I mean, you listen, you vote for who you want to vote for. I don't care that much. But to have Farage's face tattooed on you? Dean Martin was Matt Helm. Boom, brap. That's who he was. Thank you, Paul. With his estate car that converted into a luxury pad. Tattoo Chris, who is a tattoo artist, some kind of artist, says, Ian, I've done kiss tattoos loads of times, but the most odd one was a lady came in and asked me to do Mrs. Thatcher on her shoulder. What? Really? You'd have Mrs. Thatcher tattooed on your shoulder? 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. Why would you pay money to go and hang out with a gang? I once, I did in inverted commas, comedy television programme years ago where I'd go out in the street and talk to people in the street. And I was doing it one day and we asked them like really stupid questions, like dumb questions, right? That was the trick. And we saw someone come in. I thought, I recognise that guy. I'm going to do him because I know he's someone. And as I was interviewing him and ripping the mickey out of him mercilessly, halfway through it dawned on me who it was. It was only Mad Frankie Fraser. Yeah, Mad Frankie Fraser. He wasn't that mad. He was, a tiny old man. And afterwards, do you know who I am? Oh, yeah, you're Mad Frankie Fraser. He's a tiny fella, but they're the worst. And he said, I like you guys. I like your show. If you ever need any help, I think you know what I mean by that. You just give me a call. I thought, flipping heck, no, I don't. At the time, I found it. I found it a little bit exciting. I remember once I kind of bought into that whole thing, and I spent an evening in the company of one of the great train robbers. And at the time, thinking, yeah, this is cool. Then afterwards, the next day, I thought, well, that was horrible and weird. And what was going on there? Really strange stuff. 03453 009956 is the telephone number. We'll talk about school mufti days in a bit as well. A girl's in the paper with a glum face because the school said what she was wearing was inappropriate. Yeah. It was inappropriate.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Lisanne.
Thank you very much. The M42 northbound, we have a lane closed because of a broken down vehicle. As you're heading up towards junction 8 at the M6, you'll find lane 1 out of action, but traffic's coping well. On the M6, as you approach the roadworks, junction 10 through to 8, the Wolverhampton to M5 stretch looking very slow still. And Regis Road in Tettenhall, you'll find is closed for a vehicle fire between Upper Green and Red House Road, so watch out for disruption through there. Traffic in the city centre of Birmingham seems to be coping well at the moment. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
Were you sort of the fallen pop idol?
No doubt about it. After 5 years of great success, the Beatles came in. No sour grapes about that. As a matter of fact...
But they wiped you off.
Yeah.
This Sunday, hear my 1975 interview with singer and songwriter Neil Sedaka.
And Karen and Richard are very dear friends of mine. And I said, yes, Laughter in the Rain went to #1 in all the magazines. And I saw Richard Carpenter's face drop. I felt awful.
The best of Ed's big name interviews from an archive spanning 4 decades.
Ed Doolan on a Sunday.
That's this Sunday from 12 noon.
On BBC WM 95.6.
So here's the thing, okay? Do you have Mufti Day at your school? Mufti Day? Mufti Day, right? You pay 50 pence and you could turn up in anything apart from school uniform, right? We had a kid at our school, Mahinda Sing-Along-a-Song Sajan, we called him. And Mufti Day, he turned up in his school uniform, except for trainers. He hadn't paid his £1. We grassed him up. He had to go and put shoes on. I know, isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? But you could pay some money and you could turn up and it was a bit of a fashion show and it was just cool, it was cool wearing jeans and stuff to school. And then, it's in all the papers. What's wrong with my girl's school outfit? What's not wrong with it, Mum? A furious mum has defended an outfit her daughter wore in class after a teacher allegedly said the girl looks like she does bondage. Now, Kay Warner, 33, pulled Erin Anne Hart out of school after staff rang to say the teenager's clothes for a non-uniform charity day were inappropriate. I'll describe it in a minute. 03453 009956. I'll describe it now. The Year 10 pupil, 15, sported a studded collar and leggings with holes cut out above the knees. No, that's not what it looks like. It looks like hot pants with bondage straps coming off it. That's what it looks like. She's 15, Mum. What are you doing letting her go out like that? What are you doing letting her go out like that, but go to school like that? When Kay asked the teacher what was wrong with it, he allegedly told her last Friday, she looks like she does bondage. Now, here we go, right? This is the thing. She looks like she does bondage. The mum fumed, I'm absolutely disgusted. So the mum asked the teacher what was wrong with it. The teacher said, it looks like she does bondage. Then the mum says, I had to explain to my daughter what bondage was because she didn't even know. She was mortified at the thought of people looking at her in that sense. Right, first of all, she will have heard the word. Secondly, you didn't have to explain it to her because the school didn't say it to her. The school said it to you. And thirdly, she looks ridiculous. Kay, who is sending Erin to a new school, said, I saw nothing wrong with her outfit. She isn't the type to try and dress up sexually. Well, that's that. You see, now that's an interesting thing because quite often 13, 14, 15-year-old girls, boys to a certain extent, but more girls, they're not dressing up sexually knowing that they're dressing up sexually, but they do dress up sometimes and it looks sexual because they don't know what the kind of, in inverted commas, rules are. And that's where mums and dads come in saying, I wouldn't dress like that because people are going to think of you in a certain way. A school spokesman said they did not comment on individual cases, adding standards are applied even on non-uniform days to ensure that all students are dressed appropriately. Really? Did you never have mufti day at school, Marky Mark? You never had it?
We did, but it was called just called No Uniform Day. Quite boring.
I don't know what the word mufti means. I'm terrified to find out. I bet. Okay, let's see if we can work it out. Mufti, right? It's not Greek. It's not Latin. I reckon it sounds a bit posh. I reckon it'll be like a military thing. It will be like. Do they have days? It
sounds Persian.
It doesn't sound Persian.
It does.
Tell me something else that sounds Persian apart from cat. Name something that comes from Persia. What is Persia?
It's old kind of Middle East, isn't it?
Is it? I don't flipping know. I've never been there. I've not seen it with my own eyes. I don't even believe it exists.
Iran, Iraq, that kind of thing.
Iran, Iraq. I reckon it's a military thing, and that they had a day when they were allowed to go on the battlefield just dressed in mufti.
Didn't they just call that something like shirt sleeve order or something?
No, so he's got to say words, hasn't he? He's always got to say words. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Have you seen this guy? This guy's been in the papers a little bit this week. By the way, I sit here talking about stuff. You call in about anything you want. I'm just happy to go through the papers. We'll do iPod Roulette just after past with our special guest judge as well. So this German guy got divorced. Why would you want to divorce a German guy? Huh? A man ditched by his missus decided to give her half of everything. Literally. You've kind of got to respect this guy, and you've also kind of got to think this guy is absolutely insane, and she was completely in the right ditching him when he's obviously a lunatic. The bloke... Sorry? Oh, it's in the Star. The bloke... named only as Martin. Martin, was ist das? Is he German? I'm saying yes, he is German. Yeah. Named only as Martin, took cutting gear to everything they owned, sending half to his former wife, while putting the rest up for sale on eBay. I mean, I wonder how many people are going to buy that. Really? Nothing escaped the chop from the small items, such as a crash helmet, teddy bear and phone, top... there's a picture. Sorry, I can't even read the instructions in the Star. Teddy bear and phone, top, that's a picture at the top. And to the unhappy couple's car and bed. The jilted German said, my wife left me. Oh, I can't do a German. Was ist los? Das ist sehr gut, ja? My wife left me. No, I can't. After 12 years of marriage to be with a friend. I was really angry. So I mean, it's kind of those things you think, oh, that sounds like a good idea. I'd like to do that. Hello, Caroline Martin, who's on at midday. Oh, polite and a plug at the same time. How does he do it? It's like one of those things you kind of think when you split up with someone, I'm going to get my own back. And you realise as life goes on, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. 03453 00 9956. Oh, no, this is where you're wrong, Toby, on the text, and it's one of the things I feel quite strongly about, right? Can you put in... I've had to move all the loads of stuff around, Marky Mark. Can you put in the travel and stuff? I had to move it all around because it wasn't playing... I don't know how... Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, it keeps popping up. Every couple of months we'll talk about tattoos because, you know, there's always some plum. And my brother... I've got a brother, it turns out. I've got 3 brothers, it turns out. Maybe 4. I don't know. Anyway, my brother... One of my brothers, who I don't know very well, he's a nice bloke. He's a tattooist. And he keeps trying to persuade me to get a tattoo. Ain't never going to happen, Daniel. It's never gonna happen. Toby says, tattoos, they're just a part of people's life. If done properly, they are pieces of art. Stop being a miserable old so-and-so. Love you, Toby. Toby, I hope you're not a tattoo artist because you spelt being wrong. And that's the thing. I mean, that's the only time tattoos are good, isn't it? When when they spell them hideously wrong. Hideously wrong. It's just... It just seems like such an odd thing to do. You kind of just wonder why. Mohammed, how many tattoos have you got?
I had them all removed.
Well, now, can you... What did you have on there?
What did I have on there? Well, the first one was the usual thing, a girlfriend's name and a heart and mine.
Yeah, it didn't last, did it?
No.
No.
Then I had my mum and dad, the usual, you know, just to please them, like, you know, when they find out. Because it took years before they found out.
And was it a proper tattoo, like a classy one? Or was it one of those rubbish ones from the 60s that my dad had that looked like his drunk mate had done it?
From the 60s. He was the worst tattooist in small days, like, yeah. They were horrible. They weren't very good tattoos at all, you know.
Yeah.
Then I had a bulldog with Birmingham City FC and they'll drum me on it.
Flipping
and then on the other side, on the top of my arm, I had a crucifix, a big crucifix.
What the thing is, right? They don't look all this. Oh, they look so nice. No, they don't. They
No,
look
they look
awful.
horrible.
They look absolutely awful.
Well, I played on. I was going through a depression and drinking and stuff, and I played on it at the time.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to have a doctor who was sympathetic to the fact that I really hated them that much.
And part of it, people do it because they love it and they think it looks great. But part of it is self-abuse. You're abusing yourself. It's self-harm.
Yeah. Well, mate, I'll give you a funny story that is ever so true. Like, you know, my dad and mum never knew about them for a long time because I used to wear long sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
And I went in the pub one day and my dad was sitting there with his mates. I just sat down forgetting all about it. I got a short sleeve shirt on. And my dad looked down and he says, "Go and wash that rubbish off your arm." And his mate says he can't.
Oh, blimey! It's just when you had them taken off, right?
Yeah.
Did it? Can you still see them? Have you got scarring?
Oh, of course I've got scarring.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
But it doesn't. People don't notice the scars so much now because they've been off for a long time. Like, you know, if they do notice them, they usually look like I've burnt my arm or something, like, you know. Because they don't see the top of my arm anyway.
Now, you ever been to Greece?
No.
Oh, we should go. Go to everyone, guys. We should all go to Greece, right? Because they're having a little bit of bother over there, and we should all go and spend food on their money on their food. They've got the best food over there, man. The best food, Mohammed.
Yeah.
The reason I'm kind of building up is we're going to have the singer from Modern Romance, right? Andy Kyriakou, right? He's Greek. And I'll try
with a name like that, he ought to be Greek.
He's Greek Cypriot, okay? And I had Greek lessons for a while, and I'm desperately trying to remember some Greek that isn't offensive. And I can't. I can only remember the swear words.
I don't know any Greek, I'll be honest. I don't have a clue.
Let's see if I can get some out. We're going to play iPod Roulette after this, guys. Yes. 80s fever. Yes, boss. Come on. When did pop music stop being fun? Pop music now, there's no fun in it. Where's the fun in it? That's like proper fun. Modern Romance, of course. We're about to play iPod Roulette. Celebrity guest judge this week. It's Andy Kyriakou from Modern Romance. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong fader. Morning, Andy.
Morning, how you doing?
I'm fine. Tikanis?
Gala, see?
Boli gala, Afghanistan.
For some reason, I can hear an echo.
Can you hear an echo?
Hear myself.
Right, hang on a second. I'm going to pass you back to Marky Mark, and he's going to fix it. Have you fixed it? Is that better, Andy?
That's much better.
There we go.
No, it's not. It's me I can hear.
I tell you what, and boy, isn't it beautiful that we can. What we're going to do is we're going to put the phone down, Andy, and we're going to call you back on a different line. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. While we're waiting for Andy from Modern Romance to come back. Technical problems at the BBC. Who'd have thunk it? Let's speak to last week's winner of iPod Roulette. It's Katia. Good morning, Katia.
Good morning, Ian.
Tikanis?
Guess where I am?
Why are you laughing at me speaking a foreign language?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Right, what was the question?
Guess where I am today?
I don't know, Belgium?
How did you guess that?
It says it on my screen.
Oh, okay.
How has your week changed since you won iPod Roulette last week?
Unremarkable.
Sorry?
Unremarkable.
You're like that woman who's being rude about me on Facebook. What do you mean unremarkable? We gave you a gift. The gift of success and victory, even though your music is rubbish.
I tried not to let it go to my head.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. What are you doing in Belgium? Are you moving back?
No, it's my dad's birthday today. Are you going to wish him happy birthday?
And does he know you're there, or is it a surprise?
Come on, Ian. He's 70 today.
Let's talk to Matt. Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
Sparky lot this morning. Tikanis, Matt?
What?
Afghanistan. Matt, tell us a little bit about yourselves, please. How many wars have you served in, and what kind of music do you like?
Not served any wars.
Yet.
I'm an old punk rocker.
Yeah, oh, okay.
But I've got varied tastes. So,
how many... what MP3 player are you using today?
my iPhone.
Yeah, you see, it's either the phone or the pads, guys. And how many tracks have you got on there, Matt?
I think it's 568.
Well, that's not many.
Nah.
I've got about 20,000 on mine, and I've paid for every single one.
But how do you listen to them all? How often do you listen to every track?
Do you know what? I was walking around the streets of Birmingham yesterday, and I was digging a bit of Hanson. Talk about pop being fun. I was digging a little bit of Hanson.
Oh, dear.
Sorry?
Oh, dear.
No, yeah, I thought that's what she said. I like Hanson. Hanson, I think, we're a brilliant little pop group.
It says a lot, doesn't it, mate?
It does, doesn't it, Matt? Listen, I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I can influence our celebrity judge this week if I need to, Matthew. Give us what would be okay. Let's go. And Andy's back in a second. We'll just bring him into the conversation in a second. Katia, what's your dream track on there? What's the track that you've got on your MP3 player that you know will beat anything in the world?
Anything?
Oh, flipping heck.
Anything.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Okay. Clouds over California.
Okay, that's great. Matt, what's your primo song that you're hoping turns up today?
Oh, there's too many to choose from.
He's a good lad. It's exciting times. All right, let's listen. Stay there.
Anarchy in the UK.
Anarchy in the UK. Oh. Let's. Andy should be back. Morning, Andy. You there now?
I am here now. Yes.
And are you sounding better to yourself?
I am. There's nothing worse than knowing that any rubbish you're going to say is going to be repeated back to you because you can hear yourself.
You know, do you like listening to yourself? When I do years ago when I started on the telly and the radio, I would listen back to it and I would watch back to it. Now, I can't be in the same room if there's something with me on playing.
Well, when we were on TV, which was about 400,000 years ago.
Yeah, well done.
To be honest, when we came on TV, I used to walk out. All the families, they're going to come on telly now. I used to walk out of the room. I just could not be in the same room watching them watching me. It was really strange.
Why did you find it so weird? I know why it makes me uncomfortable, but why did you find it so weird?
I don't know, because they're kind of like, it's like, oh, look at you, aren't you lovely? You know, all that sort of stuff. I'm sitting in the room, I'm not 3 years old, you know, they'd say, oh, look at you, you're so good, look at what you're wearing.
Is your whole family Greek Cypriot?
Yeah.
Well,
Greek
then,
parents, so they're really over the top.
Well, exactly. My wife's half Greek, and yeah, You know, I can imagine when we go and stay with family in Greece or in Zakynthos or something. Yeah, you get all of that, the whole family. The best thing about Greek mums, right, and Greek Cypriot mums, right, is you'll turn up unexpectedly. Oh, I didn't know you should have called, Andy. I've got no food in. Right, go and sit in there. I'll see what I can rustle up. 10 minutes later, they come in with plates and bowls and they fill the whole table.
Yep, absolutely. That's my mum. Yeah, all my mates used to love coming round my house.
Oh, it's the best.
They walked away thinking, yeah.
And has your mum ever shoveled food down your throat while she's telling you you're putting on weight?
She's never actually shoveled it down my throat. She said, "Oh, you're putting on weight," and then she'll say, "I've made this dish, and it's like all fat and it's lovely, but it's the most fattening thing in the world." You go, "I've made some of this and I made some of that," and I say, "Mum, I'm trying to lose weight." Yeah, but it's only for today.
I love it. I'm so lucky to have a Greek family. Now, Andy, Modern Romance. It was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun, actually. It was fun. I mean, that's still the main ethos behind the band now. When we go out and do our gigs, we make sure we involve the audience and get them to sing along and dance and do the conga and stuff. And it's an audience participation thing, which is fun. That's the basic thing.
What was it like? Because what was it like at the peak of your fame when you were in, you were in all the smash hits? You were like big proper pop stars. Were you able to be aware of what was going on, or was it kind of it was over and you look back and went, oh flipping it, that where did that go?
No, actually, we were very aware of it. I was, indeed, because you sort of went places and people came out and asked for an autograph. The most obscure place, I went to a basketball match. Did I see basketball? No. Because one little kid stood up, was brave enough to stand up and say, "Can I have your autograph?" And then there was a queue standing in front of me as I sat down. I couldn't see the court at all. So, and all these things happening. So, it doesn't pass by quickly. You might look back on it later and go, oh, where did the time go? But it doesn't pass by that quickly in that it doesn't go unnoticed. It really is very noticeable because I wouldn't use the word badgered, but people will quite understandably come up to you and speak to you, and it kind of reinforces the fact that, oh my God, we have arrived. These people know who I am.
The early 80s was a fun time in pop. I think pop now, well, partly because I'm a 42-year-old man, so I guess I'm programmed to think that pop's a little bit dour now. But the early 80s were fun, man, and there was a lot of kind of playing around with music and playing around with looks and playing around with gender. Who was the most fun pop star or pop group that you came across when you were busy?
The most fun, I don't know. It'd be difficult to say because everyone we met had a kind of character of their own.
Yeah.
Whether it was the boys from Madness, we're still around now, but I mean, in actual fact, someone called us the salsa, the salsa Madness.
Yeah.
But
right, if you can't answer who's the most fun, who was the most stuck up themselves? Because I bet some of them are right proper, broomstick up their bums.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story actually. This actually happened to me. We'd just done Top of the Pops, and I'm driving. I've been driven home in a limo, and I thought, this is
it. I've made it. Top of the Pops, limo, beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, we pulled up. It was a nice summer evening. We pulled up at the lights, and I had my window down. And this limo pulled up next to me, and in the back, Sheena Easton.
Oh, cheeky lady.
And I went, oh, hi. The window just went up, just straight ahead, and the window went up electrically. And I thought, okay, you don't want to speak to me then. I'd say that was a bit stuck up.
She didn't want to know. Listen, Andy, we'll do the business at the end, OK? If you do well as a judge, you can plug websites, concerts, records, anything you want. But do you know the rules of iPod Roulette?
No, I had no idea.
Right, it's a piece of cake. We've got Katya and we've got Matt. They're going to take it in turns. There are 3 rounds. They're going to set their MP3 players to shuffle. Songs are going to pop up randomly. You, Andy, have to decide which is the best song. Simple as.
The best song or the best 3 songs?
The best song in each round, OK?
Right, OK.
So there's 3 rounds, and they get 1 pass each. So if a stinker comes up, they're allowed to pass. Now, Matt, you are the challenger this week, so you get to go first, Matt. Spin your wheel, please.
Let's have a go.
Let's have a go. What have we got? I need a pen so I can write this down. Where's my pen?
Killing... Do you want to know it, yeah?
Yes, well, yeah, that kind of is how it works, Matt. Yeah, well, you need to know what the song is.
Psyche, Killing Joke.
Who? Killing Joke? All right, yeah, and what's the song?
Yeah.
Psych. Oh, flipping it. Do you know that one, Andy?
I know Killing Joke. Actually, when I saw them live once.
So interesting. Say no more. Katya, spin the wheel. Oh, by the way, Matt, do you want to play that one or do you want to pass?
I'll play that one.
OK, Katya, spin the wheel. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. I'm not passing. That's the Demon Bogey and Progenies of the Great Apocalypse.
Demon Bogey?
No. Demon Bogey, not Demon Bogey.
What is she saying?
Demon Bogey.
Demo Bogia? I don't know what you're saying.
It's a Norwegian band. Demo Bogey.
Demo Bogia? Yes?
And Progenies of the Great Apocalypse.
Flipping heck. Andy, are you a big fan of Demo Bogia?
Well, I must say they're not actually on my iPod because I've never heard of them.
Which of those would you like? Which of those wins that first round, Andy?
Do you know what? Out of sheer curiosity, I have to go for Prodigy of the whatever hell was going on.
You can't even
because
say the name.
Because I want to hear what it is.
Katya, can you? Oh, flipping it, Katya, you've won. Katya, you've won. Can we hear a snatch of Demon Bogia? Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah, it sounds flipping awful. Stop it. It's awful. Awful. Unbelievable. Yeah, stop. Thank you, Katya. Right.
Yeah.
We're on to round...
So I was going to say, it sounds like a bit like a Eurovision intro.
Yeah, it does. Well, Katya is from Belgium.
Oh, well, they'll say them all then.
Yeah. Katya, you'll go. Round 2. Spin the wheel.
Okay. I have to pass this one, sorry.
What's come up?
Well, that's the sound of silence, but it's a cover.
Okay, all right. She's passing the. Who's done the cover? Is it Dead Genitals?
What did you say?
Is it who's done the cover?
Because I did hear quite a rude word.
Who's done the cover, Katya?
Okay, that's Nevermore.
Okay, well let's spin the wheel because we do finish at midday today.
Okay, I'm spinning.
Okay, flipping.
Yeah, well, I've got Mystic Prophecy and Raven Lord.
Which one's the band and which one's the song?
Okay, the band is Mystic Prophecy.
Okay, Mystic Prophecy and Raven Lord. Matt, you use your pass, by the way, Katya. Matt, your turn to spin.
Okay.
Here we go.
The Pixies all over the world.
Oh, Andy, I bet back in your heyday you never dreamt you'd be playing a game as exciting as this. Andy, it's between the Pixies all over the world and Mystic Prophecy and Raven Lord.
The Pixies all day long.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Gentlemen and ladies, stay there. We'll be back after this.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
This iPod Roulette will continue round 3, the deciding round after the travel with Lisanne.
Thanks, Ian. If you're heading out on the M6, still slow from 10 through to 8. That's Wolverhampton to the M5. Just the roadworks causing delays there. Regis Road in Tetnall you'll find is closed for a vehicle fire between Upper Green and Red House Road. So watch out for a bit of disruption if you're making your way through Tetnall on the Regis Road stretch. Not doing badly around Birmingham, but traffic starting to look busy on the Hagley Road as you head towards the Ivy Bush traffic lights. Also still quite busy as you're heading through Kings Heath, but no other incidents or major delays. If you see a problem, you can call us on 0330 123 3550. BBC WM 95.6 travel.
Saturdays with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
iPod Roulette.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Joined by Andy Kiriakou, who is from Modern Romance, and we've got Katya, who is this week's, is the current champion. We've got Matt from the Jewellery Quarter. It's 1-1. Matt, it's your turn. You've still got a pass if you want it. Spin the wheel. Oh, he sounds confident, Katya.
The Redskins.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
The Redskins keep on keeping on. Katya, you're going to have to pull something out of the bag to beat that. Spin the wheel.
Spin. Okay.
Here we go.
I've got Shouting Fire at a Funeral, and that's Jeff Loomis, so that's excellent.
Shouting Fire at a Funeral. And what's the song?
No, that's the song.
Shouting Fire at a Funeral?
Yes.
And who's it by, Katya?
Jeff Loomis.
Flipping it. Andy, I'm embarrassed to ask you, mate. Is it the Redskins or that bloke singing Shouting Fire at a Funeral?
Well, first of all, don't be embarrassed because you're not the only one that's never heard of it.
Good, thank you.
Number one. And I've got to say that you've got it, mate, because it's got to be the Redskins.
It's got to be the Redskins.
Get in there.
To get in there, Matt, you've won. You've won,
I thought
sir.
I was going to be beaten by obscurity.
Tell me about it. That's the story of all of our lives eventually, Matt. Look at me. Matt, you've won. Stay there. You get your prize is you come back next week and you get to choose a song. Katya, it's over.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, Katya.
Bye-bye, Katya. Bye. Now, Andy, you do get to... We do all the plugs in a second, but we've got Helen on the line. Morning, Helen.
Good morning.
Now, tell us why you've called in.
Oh, modern romance.
Are you a little bit...
Whatever it was, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just getting quite flushed now.
I think Helen's your daughter, Andy, that you never knew about. Those wild days in the 80s.
Well, I used to come home from school.
Yeah.
I'm 47. I used to come home from school, and there was a TV in the kitchen, and I used to watch them. So there was Modern Romance, Nick Kershaw, who I adored as well.
Yeah.
And I used to just go and just, and I would just go, ah.
Oh, blimey! Now, who was your? We need that. We need the player back. Who was your favourite, Helen? Was it Andy?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. You see.
When I say melt, I really mean melt.
Flip it. And yeah, I know, Andy. Are you married or anything? You seen anyone?
I would have, until 3 years ago, I was happily divorced, as they say.
Oh, right.
or as I say, anyway. And then I met this wonderful lady, and I've been with her ever since.
Oh, well,
getting married.
Well, I'm married with 4 children, so we can leave that one alone. But what I will say to you is that I've gone on YouTube and I was showing my children.
Oh, blimey.
Okay. And they were going, Mom, really? And I was like, yeah. And just melting. So thank you so much for the 80s. I really enjoyed
Helen,
it.
listen, thank you very... Are you surprised... Helen, listen, thank you. Helen, Andy, you must be surprised that you've still got a career and you lot are still working. You must be surprised, 30-odd years later.
I'm pleasantly surprised, but then I look at some of our other fellow artists, and they're still doing it, and I think, well, why shouldn't we do it? But we're all lucky, actually, all of us, because here we are 35 years later, as you said, and we're still doing it, and we're still doing all the big festivals.
Let's get the business out of the way. People want to find out what Modern Romance are up to. I'm assuming there's a website or a Twitter or something. Where should they go?
There's a website, which is modern-romance.com, obviously www at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's modern-romance.com. And I can't even remember my Twitter name because I hardly ever use it, but I'm sure if someone emails, if someone goes to the website and says, what's Andy's Twitter address, someone will come back to them and tell them, because I don't know what it is.
I'm glad you've embraced all this modern technology, Andy. And you got anything coming up, any gigs coming up that we should know about?
We have. We're doing Rewind North, which is in Cheshire somewhere. I'm not quite sure the location, but actually up in near Manchester somewhere. We're doing all the Butlins 80s things that they're doing, which is Minehead, Bognor, and where's the other one? I can never remember.
Oh, I can never remember. They must be a laugh.
Yeah, no, they're brilliant. But do you know what? All of them are, because we're very fortunate in everything we do. People come geared to listen to that music. It's not like you go to a gig and people go, what are we going to hear now? They know it's 80s music. They know it's Modern Romance, for example, at Butlins. And then the other things, they know it's a bunch of 80s bands.
If people want to find out more, modern-romance.com. Andy, you've been a real gentleman and a good sport. It's been nice to talk to you, mate. Best of luck.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you very much indeed. Matt, you're the winner. You get your prizes. You get to choose this week's song. What song would you like to have, please?
You're not going to play it.
Of course I'm going to... this is the only time in my career as a radio presenter that I actually take requests. Other times, I'm going to play it, Matt. What do you want? Unless it's something, ridiculous.
I'm trying to think of something you'll probably have.
Well, flipping it. Well,
anything by The Clash.
Anything by The Clash. We go to the punk rock computer and we type in The Clash and we see... Oh, blimey. Well, you know which one it's going to be, don't you?
London's Calling.
No, I was going to say, should I stay or should I go? That's the only one that we have... hang on a minute. Oh, no. I'll tell you what we're going to have. We're going to have a little bit of this. Well done, boss. You won. Speak to you next week.
Cheers, Matt.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
lady.
They probably remember this monkey from years ago.
What? So, Caroline Martin's on at midday, and we're all looking forward to that. That sounded sarcastic, and I didn't mean it to. You're right to make that rude gesture. Not that one, though. That's outrageous. I'm aware that I had to, years ago, I had to do this gig at the Royal Albert Hall. It was a cool gig, right? I mentioned this before. I had to introduce 2 bands on stage. One of them was BDI. The other one, The Who. Oh, yeah, I had to introduce The Who on stage, right? And it was brilliant. I was introducing The Who on stage. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. But then I also had to, it was for the Teenage Cancer Trust, which is brilliant. And I had to link to these videos of young people, teenagers, that have got cancer. And it made really sad. There were these idiots in the audience heckling the videos. And I told them to shut the flip up. Round of applause from 5,000 people. But I was really aware that I have got this sarcastic tone of voice. And that I had to really struggle not to sound sarcastic as I was going into these videos of these amazing kids, you know, and it just sounded... Now, have a look at these kids that have got cancer. It sounded awful. I didn't mean it to. It's a cracking charity, the Teenage Cancer Trust, and what a cracking night it was as well, apart from BDI. Now, I meant to do this. I forgot the whole show was going to be about men and women crying, and I completely forgot to do it. Page 7 of the Daily Mail. Women cry when they feel helpless. What? Men cry when their team wins. No, I cry at anything. I could be watching... there was a couple of years ago, there was a McDonald's advert that made me cry. Not quite so much now. I've changed my meds, but I could be watching any rubbish on telly and I'll just burst into tears. But more so since becoming a dad, particularly if you see something on the news about kids, you think, oh, I could tell my boys. But I will cry at anything. Women are known for being the weepier sex. That's the first line of this. It's written by Colin Fernandez, the sexist correspondent. Sorry, the science correspondent. Women are known for being the weepier sex. But it seems men are more likely to cry tears of joy. Oh, it comes from a professor, so it must be genuine. When reacting to upsetting events, women cry up to 4 times as often as men. That's according to Professor Advingerhertz. Advingerhertz. Go to a doctor. A leading authority on crying. What's your specialist subject, Professor? It is crying. What? I like crying. However, men let the tears flow more often when they experience something positive. For example, when their sports team wins an important match. No, I should have done this 2 hours ago. Man, because you know, guys, I'm not really a particularly sporty person. I don't like sports. Bit of darts, bit of snooker, that's it. And quick running. I like short, quick running. But do men really cry if their team win at football? Or something? Is that really? Professor Vingerhertz. Oh, my finger hurts. What'd you do to it? I shut it in the door. Said the most common reason for crying was a feeling of powerlessness rather than sadness. He told the Daily Mail, overall, men and... This isn't research. This is just a bloke talking, Nick.
Hello, mate.
The show's finishing. Why have you called now?
I've just raced back to speak to you. I've been out all day, but I've caught most of your show.
But the show's going to finish in 1 minute 40 seconds.
But do I deserve it for devotion?
Well, I don't know. How devoted have you been? What did I talk about at 10 past 10?
I missed 10 past 10. It was about 10:30 when I started. I started listening to you when Terry came on.
Right, okay.
And Terry makes me laugh. Can I get the ritual out the way?
Oh, this is so weird. Yes.
TGIILW.
Thank God it's Iain Lee on the weekend.
Wednesday.
It's not Wednesday, mate. It's Saturday.
You've got to do Wednesday, mate. I can't do it anymore.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
I'm on tablets now.
Good. Take some more.
Great show, mate. Bye-bye.
What? That was it? And then he's gone? Flippin' heck. That was a hit and run. Professor Vingerhertz He told the Daily Mail, overall, men and women cry over the same major things, like the death of a loved one, romantic breakups and homesickness. Homesickness? I don't really get homesick anymore. I quite like being away. The only time I've been homesick was when I was away for 3 months. 3 months in, guess where? Pakistan, of all places. But homesickness, no, I like being away. I wouldn't cry about that. However, women also tend to cry over more mundane things like conflicts, criticism and a computer crash. Well, hang on a second. If what Dr. Vingerhertz is saying is right, then we need to get that scientist back who resigned from being a scientist because he said women cry when you criticise them. Oh, my word, so much to discuss and literally no time.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the news, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back next Friday at 2. Caroline's next. Right now, it's the news with Philip Cherm.
Thousands of people are about to start a march through London, calling on the government to abandon its plans for further spending cuts. It's the first big public protest since the Conservative government took office. One of the organisers of the march, Lindsay German, explained why it was taking place.
We don't want cuts in the health service. We want decent education. We don't want the poorest people suffering benefit cuts. So there are a whole range of people here today, and we expect very, very large numbers who are saying, with all sorts of different messages, but also the key message is we want the government to change course.
A 3-week-old baby has died after being bitten by a dog in Sunderland. A 30-year-old man has been arrested. Police said a small terrier dog was removed and is likely to be destroyed. The Home Office says it's disappointed by a High Court ruling that a terror suspect must have an electronic tag removed because it was breaching his human rights. The court heard how the Somali refugee's mental health had deteriorated because he believed the tag contained a bomb. A Dudley MP has hit back at comments that he and other MPs are jackass idiots for suggesting that MPs temporarily move out of London while repairs are taking place